Peace, fam. This is Brother Harold from HawkTheHerald.com. Back with another reaction video. Once again, remember to please like, subscribe, and also share. Just want to say this before I get into the video. Whatever is going on with this establishment, the solution for us has been what it always has been, even before now, which is our unity. We've always needed to be united. We've always needed to be separated from amongst these people. Separation and unity was always the only solution. It's just that now that this is what it's come to, we're being forced to do something we should have done a long time ago. But nevertheless, that's what we need to do. You know, so this is how we should respond and react to everything that is going on. To respond and react constructively, you know, by doing for ourselves and supporting our own. We never needed to support these establishments. Look at these companies like Tommy Hilfiger, Calvin Klein, and they made millions and billions of dollars off of us. And yet they don't support us. They don't have anything to do with us. They don't like you, they hate you. So everything that is going on is simply them just being themselves. They always hated us. You know, they take our money. They accepted our money, but they never really accepted us. It was only our dollars. Everything that was done from the civil rights all the way up to now was never really about us, allowing us to so-called integrate. They seen our economics. They saw how well we were doing in places like where I'm at right now in Tulsa, back in the 1920s, during Black Wall Street. While they were struggling, the rest of America was in a Great Depression, black people were thriving. They saw that. See, this is what's in us. This is what they were jealous and they were envious of us. It was never, they didn't do what they did because they wanted us into this system. They wanted our dollars. They saw the power of our economics. And that's the only thing that they wanted. See? We're the reason that America is what it is. We're the reason that America's been thriving. And without us, it's going to sink. But we're not. If we come together and do for ourselves and love one another. That's how we need to respond and react to this situation. Not out of fear or not out of any kind of way. Not going back and depending and relying on this political system that never really worked for us. Never. Neither party. It was simply the lesser of two evils. Neither party ever served us. Never. We never got nothing out of it. Yeah. So, don't respond and react to this situation as some people are by being afraid and going crazy and cooning and chucking and jiving, man, out of fear. Some scared to death Negroes. Shun them. Unity and separation has always been the solution. We don't need this system. The system needs us. But anyway, let's get into this video.
The Trump administration removes a ban on segregated facilities in federal contracts. What did happen here? Is Trump trying to say bring back segregation? Is he want the black only or colored water fountain and the white only? Is that what he's trying to bring back? What are they saying here, ladies and gentlemen? Let's kind of look at it and then we'll go through it. So they say that the administration of the President Trump has removed the explicit ban on segregated facilities like waiting rooms, restaurants, and drinking fountains for federal contractors. They say a memo issued by the U.S. General Services Administration showed. It said the memo was issued last month, but media outlets took note of it Tuesday. It said after a report from NPR. Now, they say that since taking office on January 20, Trump has taken multiple steps aimed at dismantling diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in the federal government and private sector. It said in one such executive order, it said Trump revoked executive policies dating as far back as 1965 on equal employment opportunities, environmental actions designed to protect communities of color, and workforce balancing efforts by federal contractors based on race, gender, and religion. It said a 1965 action aimed to end discriminatory practices in hiring and employment on part of the U.S. government contractors. The February 15th memo said it was making changes prompted by that executive order from Trump. Before we continue to go, let's go it on and get into this. Let me get to my screen. Now, they said, let me make sure before I switch. It said waiting rooms, restaurants, and drinking fountains for federal contractors. So if you have a federal contract, according to what they're saying here, you can say you in the waiting room, you don't want no black folks or whoever else. If you got a restaurant, you got a federal contract, you can say, you can discriminate. And if you got a federal contract with drinking fountains, you can discriminate. Now, what some people are saying, they say, well, this can open up the door to even greater discrimination, right? It may start off a federal contracting, but who's to say it don't be your local mall? It may be your local restaurants. It may be bathrooms in certain places. It may be hospitals. It could be whatever to segregate, us. Trump is going back to that. What is going on? Why is he trying to do all of this? See, if y'all would have voted for the Democrats, this is what they're going to say. If you'd have voted for the Democrats, see, Kamala wouldn't have done any of this. You're 100% right. She wouldn't have. But let me tell you what Kamala would have done. Brought in about 20 million more migrants and then stack them on top of us, give them our reparations money, and we would be underneath the migrants at that point. Because they'll be so much above us, and that's what they was on pace to do, bring in another 10, 20 million more. Now, let's go back to the time of the civil rights movement. Let's talk about it just in essence. Black folks, when they was out here fighting, they was fighting for equality. They wasn't fighting for integration. That wasn't really the sticking point. It was equality. So you remember in America, they said we had separate but equal. But really, we didn't have separate and equal. We had separate and unequal, right? If black folks truly had a separate but equal, like we got the same government resources, we got the water was the same, the opportunities was the same, the education was the same, everything was the same the folks was getting, we were just separated. I promise you, they would have never had a civil rights movement. When black folks were getting third and fourth rate books, when the folks getting the latest knowledge, that's a problem. Because black folks educationally would be behind constantly to the folks. And when you don't have enough education, you're going to be behind, right? So let's say if some of these good businesses out here is owned by the folks, you go there one day and there's a sign up there that says whites only. Let me tell you why I would welcome that sign. You say, what? You would welcome that sign? Yes. Let me tell you why. Phil, are you crazy? Why would you say that? Listen to me. I would rather you put up a sign that says whites only than follow me in the store. Because your actions show that you really want whites only anyway. We barely go in the store and you're calling the cops on us. I'd rather you just put the sign up. That way you let me know where I should not go. And that way I can go somewhere else that want me, that welcome me. Right? But here's the kicker part. If you folks, go ahead and do it. Go ahead. I promise you're not going to get the reaction you think you're going to get. You're not going to get it. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. If y'all decide to ever do that, now we're talking about federal contracting here, but I'm saying if y'all ever decide to do it, you will spark the greatest business creation, innovation, and greatest support out of...
Man, facts. That's what happened before. That's what we did. We done that years ago, centuries ago. We done it. We built our own. And we built our own, ours was greater. Yeah, ours was greater than theirs. So who cares if they don't want to allow us into their establishments? Right? Why would I care if someone wants to prevent me from giving in my hard-earned dollars to send their children off to college and to leave generational wealth, to provide generational wealth for their families for centuries to come? Why do I care? And why should I care? Why should we care? To continue making other people in these other communities rich, giving them our hard-earned dollars. We can't be like that in this day and time, right? Going crazy because someone don't want us in their business. Somebody don't want to take our dollar. What the hell we look like still crying because somebody don't want to take our money? I hope we're not like that in this damn time, that any of us are not like that in this damn time, that we're still not fools like that, right? Put our lives in jeopardy and the lives of future generations to come, forcing myself on somebody to eat in their establishment, to shop in their establishment. I hope we're not like that in this day and time. We need to do for self. It'd be foolish. We look foolish doing that. Somebody that want me in their restaurant, I'm going to force them to feed me, force them to take my hard-earned dollars. That's insane. That's insanity. Not mocking those who done that, our people in the past, but God damn it, we can't be like that in this day and time. Not in this day and time. We can't continue to be like that. What the hell we look like still fighting that fight? I'm gonna force you to take my money, my hard-earned dollars. You don't want me in there. You don't like me. Come on, man. I hope that we learned a lesson. Hope that we're more intelligent than that. And that we won't allow ourselves to go through something like that again. Losing our dignity and self-respect. There's some slave master's children, right? Don't want me in their place. They don't want me in their establishment. They don't want to take my hard-earned dollars. Find some black businesses to go to. There's somewhere in your cities. If they're not, create them. Pool your resources. Come together. Let's put an end to all of this.
Black people within our own community like you've never seen before. That would motivate black people to shop with each other, do business with each other, and finally circulate the black dollar in the black community. The moment
do that right now, man. Don't let something like that happen. Don't wait for something like that to happen for us to do that with each other. Let's do it now on our own. We shouldn't have to be forced to do that. Let's do that on our own. Let's take the initiative. Let's do that on our own. Support your black businesses, your black restaurants, your stores. Support black. Stop giving your money to these people. You don't have to.
The moment one of y'all do that, black folks remove the trillions of dollars that we spend every year out of y'all businesses and put it right back into our own and in our own communities. That would be the biggest financial mistake y'all could have ever made. You understand? If you told us today we couldn't go to the same bathroom with y'all, that would be a good thing. Go ahead and do it because our bathrooms will be cleaner. I know that much. Listen, I never forget when my child told me, and I've heard this before, but when my child told me this, that a woman went in the bathroom, the part of the folks community, and when she said that lady went in the restroom and didn't wash her hands and left out, and she told me about that, I never forgot that. And that was more than once. The last time she told me we was in South Africa and she told me that. So like I told y'all, the culture is the same everywhere. But not washing your hands, you know, for them during the pandemic had to tell y'all to wash your hands. Literally teach you how to wash your hands. Listen, they were given descriptions in the pandemic how to wash your doggone hands. That's something that we should have learned at home, if anything, in kindergarten. Washing your hands with soap and water, you know, good hot soap and water. I mean, you know, hot as you could take it, warm. But that's something we should have learned a long time ago, right? And they literally had to do a infograph, how to teach you to wash your hands. Because the first wave of the pandemic was really spread through the lack of hygiene, right? Wasn't it spread like that? And then Keisha over here say, yeah, listen, I've seen videos of them saying they didn't even know how to wash their own behind. One of them was saying that she was in the military and it took black women to teach her how to actually take a proper bath. I'm going to tell you why black folks have to still teach you how to take a proper bath, because if you anywhere around some FBAs, we're not going to let you be stank around us too long. We're going to say, hold on. What are you doing in the bathroom? Because clearly you, like my grandfather said, you jumping over the tub, and that was an expression like you didn't take a bath. You clearly.
Anyway, fam, that's enough of that. You know, once again, remember to please like, subscribe, and also share. And I'm going to say this again, you know, before I leave. Remember, the only solution, is separation and unity. Doing for self, separate. Remember those words. Meditate on them. Eat, sleep, breathe. Do for self, separate. Unity. Peace.